Scream 6, the highly anticipated horror movie of the year. A movie that had very high expectations, even without the appearance of Sidney Prescott. But did Scream 6 live up to expectations? Well, let's take a look. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well out there today. Today's video is going to be all about Scream 6. This video is going to be full of spoilers from start to finish. So if you haven't already seen this movie, then you really need to stop watching this video if you don't like spoilers. As usual, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as it really helps us out on the channel. Okay, when I first went into this movie, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I had low expectations. I wasn't a huge fan of Scream 5. There was no particular reason apart from the fact that I felt something was missing in my opinion. Scream 5 had its good points and its bad points, but overall it didn't wow me. However, I was really surprised at how good Scream 6 was. I love the fact that they moved this movie over to New York City. It gave it that fresh feel, it was something different, and it really paid off. The opening scene, I think, was one of the best opening scenes we've had since Scream 2. It was different to see a character called Laura killed on the streets of New York, and then for all of us to see this killer reveal. I was like, whoa, what is going on here? This is different. So, the guy who kills Laura in the opening scene is a guy called Jason. Now, Jason and his mate were planning on being the new Ghostface killers, only for their plans to be stopped by another Ghostface killer who has other plans for this sequel. It was a really cool twist and it catches you off guard. You gotta remember that this is Scream number 6, so there's not much that we haven't seen in terms of Scream opening scenes, but this one was good. Let's quickly talk about the absence of Neve Campbell, who of course plays Sidney Prescott. I had major concerns about her not being in this movie. When I read the articles months and months ago that the actress would not be returning to the role, I honestly thought that this wasn't going to work. However, on this one occasion, I was actually okay with Sidney not being around. This movie is very full on, a lot is going on, and it really focuses on the characters who survived in the last movie, who I felt were really better established at this point. There is a mention of Sidney when Gail tells everyone that Sidney has taken her family into hiding and that she deserves her happy ending. Talking of Gail, it was great to see Gail back. I feel the right balance was used with Gail in this movie. She wasn't underused in any shape or form, in my opinion. And this scene between her and Ghostface in that New York City apartment had me on the edge of my seat. I honestly thought that Gail was gonna die in this movie. I want to talk about the 4 returning characters from the previous movie: Tara, Sam, Chad, and Mindy. I absolutely love these 4 characters. I can remember when we learnt at the end of Scream 5 that Chad and Mindy both survived, and I was really over the moon. I think they are a great addition to the movie, and they rate really high up in my favourite Scream characters. It was great to see a lot more of Tara in this movie, because in Scream 5 she did spend a lot of time at the hospital and not much in the final act, but in this movie she was full on one of the main characters and involved in a lot of intense scenes, and one of the main protagonists in Act 3. I absolutely loved Tara and Chad's romance scenes. It's something we've not really seen since Gail and Dewey, and I was gutted when Chad was stabbed all those times, like he should be dead. However, we did learn once again in the final few moments that Chad did indeed survive the crazy knife attack, so I'm happy. As unrealistic as it is, I'm totally happy to overlook it so Chad can return in Scream 7. Mason Goodin was incredible in this movie, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's next for Chad. Mindy was also amazing in this movie. I'm glad we got to see a lot lot more of her. Her scenes with Kirby were just a dream come true, especially when they were talking about their favorite scary movies together. And yes, I will get onto Kirby in just a moment. Sam also played a big part in this movie, which shouldn't come as a big surprise because she is of course Billy Loomis's daughter. And yes, it is revealed in this movie that Billy still appears to Sam in her head from time to time, especially when she's in that fight or flight mode. Sam is definitely a tough cookie when it comes to these final fight scenes, and she's not going to be a character to be taken down so easily. So one of my all-time favorite characters was back, Kirby Reed. You have no idea how excited I was to learn that Kirby was coming back to this movie. I absolutely fell in love with Kirby in Scream 4. I was gutted she never returned to Scream 5, making me think that she was dead, but it all made sense in this movie because she is actually now a detective agent and she ends up working with everyone to take Ghostface down. It was just incredible. What a perfect way to bring back such an iconic character, because in my opinion she is an icon. I am so happy that Kirby survived this movie, which gives me massive hopes that she will hopefully return for Scream 7. Before I talk about the killer reveals, I just want to touch on how gory this whole movie is. This is definitely one of the more gory and violent Scream movies, I think, in all of them. There were also some amazing intense scenes, like the scene where everyone is having to climb through a window on a ladder when being chased by Ghostface, and the whole scene at the subway train was absolute gold. Even though parts of the subway scenes were shown in the Scream 6 trailer, it did not ruin anything. This scene went on for quite some time while we were all waiting for Ghostface to jump out, and it was built up nicely. I loved seeing all of the passengers dressed up as horror icons. It was such a nice callback to horror movies in general. Okay, so killer reveal time. I actually loved this killer reveal a lot more than Scream 5. For the very first time, we had 3 killers, and these killers were Ethan, Quinn, and Detective Bailey. Now, earlier on in the film, we are made to believe that Quinn is killed, but it turns out it was all a ploy. These 3 killers are indeed related, and they are the family of previous killer from Scream 5, Richie, out to avenge his death. Wow, this is really some messed up family. Now, after Richie was killed by Sam in the previous film, Sam was, hailed a hero. Now, this angered Richie's family even more, so they started some rumors to ruin Sam's character before continuing Richie's work. They were also using original Ghostface masks from the previous films, which Detective Bailey would have been able to supply. I actually really enjoyed this killer reveal. I like the twist. I love the whole Ghostface shrine that was put together like some sort of museum. It kind of reminded me of the Scream 2 reveal with Billy Loomis's mum, but this time it was a whole family. I loved it. I don't know what the reaction got from everyone else around the world, but I thought it was great. The whole movie in general was just fantastic. It's definitely my new favourite Scream sequel, and I cannot wait to watch it again when it comes out on Blu-ray. I kind of feel Scream 5 was a new character building movie, and then this one just blew it out of the park. So what are my predictions for Scream 7? Well, I would like to hope that Gale would return once again. I really want Kirby to come back, and I really hope that Sydney returns in some shape or form. Even though her absence in this movie wasn't hugely missed by myself, I don't think they would get away with it for another sequel. Sydney definitely needs to come back, especially if Scream 7 is going to be the final entry. I mean, I don't know if Scream 7 is going to be the last film, but if it is, Sydney definitely needs to return. I would also like to see a big twist in the next movie. I mean, don't come for me now, guys, in the comments box. This is just a little idea, but imagine if Tara is killed in the first half of Scream 7, leaving Sister Sam and boyfriend Chad as the 2 final characters, along with Sydney and Gale. I think that would be a huge twist, as nobody would expect Tara to be killed off. This would also give Chad his chance to shine alongside Sam. I think it could work, but that's just my predictions. Now it's time to hear some of your thoughts on Scream 6. Let me know what you think of this movie. Let me know your thoughts on the killer reveal, and also let me know what some of your predictions are for Scream 7. I will be really interested to hear. Okay then guys, well thank you all for watching today's video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, stay safe out there, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.